Welcome back! Okay, it's time to do some bonus stuff. So, let's go back to Crash Cove and show off what other things there are. And I'm almost positive Akiraka is going to interrupt us. So there's a CTR challenge and a relic race. I imagine So CTR are new, is a new thing. I imagine you can figure out what relic race is. Obviously it's a time trial sort of thing. But there is a twist to it, so we'll get to that when we get to it. But CTR is a little bit different. So there are 3 tokens in the level, C, T, and R. You must get them all and win the race, and then you get the CTR token. There are 4 of each colour for CTR tokens, because obviously there's 4 races per world, so you expect there's one of each colour per world. However, of course, there is a 5th colour, which I'll explain after. But winning the race is actually kind of difficult in some of these. Depending on if you get screwed over by them hitting you, because the difference with this one is like, obviously this is the first world difficulty, so it's not first world problems, I know. This first world difficulty, so it's not that difficult. But if you're behind, which you will be, because you have to go out of your way to get tokens, well, if you get unlucky, they will hit you with something, and it's gonna hurt. And there's the R. I have to stop for that. But it is gonna hurt if they get you. But now I'm not that far behind, so it's alright. It's not too much of an issue. Ah, that weapon I just got. Beautiful. That weapon is very awesome. Basically, it essentially goes to the front of the pack. It hits down any and everything in front of you to basically... yeah, it basically goes for first place, but it can hit people in front if they're in the line of fire. And as you saw there, I can shoot vial forward. But also, as you saw, it was a red vial, not a green one. Basically, when you get 10 Wumpa Fruit, 2 things happen. 1, you go faster, and 2, your weapons upgrade. Or at least the weapons you can get. So you just need 10 Wumpa Fruit. But if you get hit, you lose Wumpa Fruit. So be careful not to get hit. Obviously, you can get shields and whatnot, and make sure you don't, but where's the fun in that? You want to make life a little bit riskier. And there's CTR. Now actually it's funny, because there's a game called Looney Tunes Racing, which I think is fantastic. It's a great game. And it pretty much borrows this idea, and they do it with LTR, Looney Tunes Racing. But it's actually, I'm pretty sure it's LTR. But the difference there is actually you have to get them in order. You have to get the L first, then the R, and then the T, then the R. So it is a little bit different. If we go back to Crash Cove, which I actually just remembered, reversing is actually holding down. Anyway, relic race. That's what we haven't done.
Get the lowest time.
No. I can explain this. Get the lowest time you can. There we go, explained. No, there's a little bit more to it. So obviously you have to. There's a specific time to get you the relic you need. It will tell you the easiest relic. I think it's sapphire, silver, gold, but then there's a hidden platinum one, and it tells you what they are. But as you can see, there are boxes, and each of these basically freeze time a little bit, which is lovely actually. But there's a little bit of a twist to this, and there isn't. Obviously, some of them you have to actually go out your way to get. So you may be thinking, what's the point? Because I have to go out my way to get them. And whilst yes, you do. There is an incentive. Getting all of them actually takes away 10 seconds off your final time, so it is worth it in all honesty. Especially if you're good and know what you're doing. You will actually save a lot of time from it. Either way, you shouldn't have too much of a problem getting the time, especially in the earlier ones. It's not that hard. At least I don't think it is. Feel free to disagree. Was there something behind there, and did I get it? Because I don't remember. I may actually be in... Oh dear. I was going to say, I may actually be in trouble. I may have screwed up getting all of them. I wanted to show off getting all of them just because this is the first one. And I'm not going to do it with any of the others because it's practically pointless. There is actually a hidden... I can't remember. There's... okay. The game has 100%, obviously. But I think if you get all platinums... it's either all platinums or gold. But obviously platinums is better. You actually get a secret 1%, and I think it does literally nothing, but it's there, and you should take something from that. Okay, and now I'm worried. Yeah, I screwed up. I mean, I could try and go back and get it. It wouldn't actually be that. I would waste too much time. It would waste the 10 seconds I'd gained, basically. So, I'm sorry I screwed up. But, you know that there was only one box up there, and you would know that it would take away 10 seconds. So, take that as you will. So, because of what I... Oh, really? I got gold. Wow, because of what I got, take away 3 seconds from the box, and then take away, actually, take away 3 seconds and a little bit extra time, so I would have been going fast enough to... That would have boosted me and gave me a boost anyway. That would have gave me a boost, and it would have cut a corner anyway, so it would be on... It would... And then take away the 10 seconds. That would probably be under 50 seconds. But I got the relic anyway, and that's all that matters, so we don't need to really bother about that, do we? So, yay. Aha, now we're gonna do something. I like it, but it's hard. It's very hard. You'll see what I mean. Okay, so you may have noticed this level, purple, Skull Rock, hasn't been there before. Yeah, this is a different type of CTR token.
Collect every crystal.
Yes, crystals. The main focus of the Crash series. Since 2. Not in this game until here. Crystals are... There are 20 crystals scattered throughout the level. Get them all before time runs out. Is this easy? No. Will I probably screw up 1 or 2 of them? Most definitely. Honestly, I don't really have a pattern for doing this quickly. I just go where I feel like it. There probably is a pattern. I just don't have one. I'm sure speedrunners have a pattern which they use and adhere to. I don't, but good for them if they do. I would be surprised if they didn't, to be honest. But as I said, I'm not speedrunning this game. I'm doing it for fun. If I lose, I lose. If I win, then great. That's all we can hope for. Whoops, didn't actually want to fall off there, but oh well. I mean, I should do this. I have quite... Whoa! Okay, well, that was interesting. Part of the map disappeared. That's never happened before. Actually freaks me out a little bit. But, yay. Yeah, I don't feel scared about losing this. I have 20 seconds to get this. Unless I do something... Yeah, some of the map didn't load. I was going to say, unless I did something really stupid, there is no way I'm going to fail this. But that is the first one. And it is by far the easiest. The other 3 won't be so easy. But yeah, that's that. So we got, obviously, the other levels to get CTR tokens and relics. Obviously the boss door doesn't have anything extra apart from the fact that it's a boss, so... Yes, but Ruse Tubes again. I can't remember how difficult this one is, actually. I think there's one which is a little bit tough, because you have to have a good boost off a ramp. But apart from that, it's pretty easy. I might be wrong. It's been a while since I've done CTR tokens. But while we're on the subject of talking about this game, since this is the game we're playing, actually it's not as bad as I remember. Yeah, I've got a Vita, PlayStation Vita, and honestly, I love the Vita. I think it's a great console. But the thing I love most, in honesty, I actually I've put all the PlayStation Store PS1 games on here. So stuff like this and Spyro and the other Crash games and Tumby. If you don't know what Tumby is, it's also known as Tumba in the US. It's one of the greatest games ever made. Genuinely ever made. Do not argue with me on that. It is amazing, and when I become incredibly popular, if it happens, I will shout out that game every single day until everyone has heard of it, because that game, seriously. But anyway, Tumby 1 and 2. It's called Tumba in the US, Tumby in the UK, and possibly the rest of Europe, I'm not entirely sure. Probably the rest of Europe. But seriously, so good. Tumby 1 and 2, they're on the PSN store, buy them. But anyway, cut long story short, Vita is so much fun because I get to play this wherever I want. Time trials are awesome. And I do not mean these time trials. We will get to that after we finish adventure mode. There is a lot of not post game, and it's not outside game because we're still in the game, but you know what I mean, outside adventure mode stuff. to do, which is really good actually. I like games that do that. Give you loads of incentives and things to... Ooh. I've never been able to make a jump off there. That's new. That's very new. I don't think I've ever seen that, even in speedrun. Ooh, what did I do? I need to look up... I need to investigate that further. I'm not entirely sure what I did. Wow. Huh, interesting. Okay, cool. That's really cool, actually. Now, obviously, Crash... it's not Crash, Crash sold Naughty Dog. Yeah, that's what happened. Naughty Dog sold Crash after this game, and Crash Bash came out, which is essentially a party game. Like Mario Party, except it's the same types of party games made difficult and with different gimmicks over and over again. And I think it's really fun. I quite like it. But later on, when the series moved to the PS2, Vicarious Visions made... I'm pretty sure it's Vicarious Visions. They made Crash Nitro Kart. And Crash Nitro Kart, for me... is a really good game. I love it. I think it's fantastic. It's actually very underappreciated. It's very reminiscent of this game, which is great. I feel like the speed is lacking somewhat. Then again, I haven't played it in a while, so I may be mistaken about that. I feel like it isn't as fast as this game, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but I prefer the speed factor. But the point of that is, it's actually very reminiscent of like, it feels pretty much the same, apart from the speed, which I love, and I will praise all day long, because I think it's great that they did that. But the tracks in that game were really very inspiring. Actually, they had a lot of really interesting gimmicks, and Mario Kart 8 seems to have copied what they did somewhat, because they've obviously Mario Kart 8 is like, oh, new gimmick is that you can move up walls with the hover tire things, and Crash Nitro Kart did that when it came out. They had the exact same thing. I want to say Nitro Kart was 2004, so that's a whole 10 years after. And yeah, it's interesting, because, well, it is what it is. I'm not going to say it's theft, because it's not, but you know, it's a gimmick that they're using, but it's not like you copyright that gimmick, I don't think. But it's still interesting to note that they are doing that. Just because it is, for me at least. I think it is. I think it's fascinating. Why don't you? Why do you love me? Nothing higher than Sapphire. I expected that. Actually, wait. Now that I think about it, is there a silver? Actually, in this game, I don't think there is. I think it's just Sapphire and Gold. My bad. I forgot about that, actually. Honestly, I thought that... I was convinced there was, but actually, no, I don't think there is. Interesting, indeed. But hopefully, as you're watching me play this, you can see why I like this game. Because it is fantastic. It really is. I love it. A lot.
You earned a relic.
Did I? That's lovely. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Bye-bye, Aku Aku. Sooner or later, I'll be done with you.
Get a turbo boost while.
There it is. I think he was basically explaining this. Probably. I'd be surprised if he wasn't. But I can't see what else he'd be referring to. So, yeah. But mystery caves again. Now last time I nearly overlapped someone. Don't think that'll be happening this time. Unless the CTR tokens are completely out of my way, which I don't think they are. I may be wrong. I think they're pretty much on the path. Just choose the right one. Well, there's the first. That wasn't hard to get. I think the AI is actually just generally harder on these anyway, though. Because they're supposed to be. Because it is supposed to be challenging after all. So, luckily I know what I'm doing, so that's okay. Love it when I hit people. Feels very satisfying. Wow, Coco got hit by the vial and then she hit that as well. That is bad luck. You can actually see it if they're obviously, if you can see on the left, it has the top 4 positions. If one of them hits, if one of them gets hit by my item, then you see it in their face. Like, if it's a potion, they turn green. If it's a TNT, they glow red for a second because they've hit it. I think they glow red if they get hit by it fully. I think it's mostly red, but it's but it's green if you have bottom and stuff. But yeah, it's pretty interesting, I think. They're actually keeping up, so that's quite good. I've just realised, because I missed the C, I actually got them in the reverse order. Good for me. I don't think that's anything worth celebrating, but still. I found, oh, this could be a problem. Ah, okay, we're good. For a second I thought the fire was going to be directly in my way, which is why I was a little bit worried. It's all good. Ugh. So let's talk about TV stuff. Because the day I'm recording this, well, this session, the first episode should be going up relatively soon. I imagine like a day or two after. So yeah, there's no reason why I shouldn't, unless something stops me from doing it, like I have to re-record or whatever. Or my house burns down. Anyway, I feel like knocking on wood for that. I think that's a fair knock on wood moment. But even if it stops me from playing, I think I don't want to invoke the wrath of the gods. But the wow, Coco's really far behind again. At least I think that's Coco. N.Gin and Coco's colorings are very similar. I think Coco's supposed to be a little bit lighter. I don't know why it's not. Yeah, I'm not sure why it's not, but oh well. But yeah, TV shows. So Sherlock's finished. Season 3 of Sherlock. It's interesting actually because I was talking about this in a stream chat, and we were talking about, because not spoiling anything, because it was a fantastic series. I'll just say the first and third episode of the series. So many plot twists that will blow your mind, and it's all really well done. And it's fantastic. But it's interesting for me. The first and third episode is always amazing. The second episode just doesn't do it for me. First season was, okay, spoilers for those who haven't seen it. But the last two seasons are 4 and 2 years old respectively, so it's not really spoilers at this point. And I'm not even really spoiling it. It's based on novels anyway. I can't remember the episode title, but the second episode of season 1 is based on, or series 1 is based off the Chinese circus villain, and I cannot remember much about it, to be honest. But I don't remember it being that amazing. It was good, but it wasn't amazing. And the same for series 2. I'm gonna probably get a lot of hate for this, but honestly, the second episode of season 2 was Hounds of the Baskervilles. I didn't like it that much. Not much happened, to be honest. I thought it was very slow. And I mean, it's a great story, and it was an interesting episode, but it just didn't do it for me. It wasn't like, it wasn't, you know what I mean, like it was okay, but it wasn't spectacular as the rest of the series was. And this episode, and the second episode of this series was good. It was interesting, but I thought it was very predictable. I predicted pretty much everything. The only thing I couldn't predict is how the murder was done, and that's not spoiling anything because in every episode there's a murder, so come on. But yeah, that was the only thing I couldn't predict, and yeah, but it was very well done, the murder. It was very clever, but that was the only thing I couldn't predict. But the thing I didn't like is, as an editor, I know how things are done, and I notice like mistakes and stuff, and just the little things. And the thing that really bugged me, and it really shouldn't have, but like, it seems like it was someone who was new to working at the BBC, because they used every transition in the transition wheel. There was every form of transition you could think of. Like, the only thing they didn't have was like the next screen zigzagging across to make its entrance. Like, that was it. It was quite absurd sometimes. It was just like, really? Was that really necessary? I mean, it looks interesting, but kind of takes away from the drama that it's trying to portray. So yeah, that was interesting. But there was one section where they basically have lines and and words on people's names, on like basically pointing at people. I'm not going to spoil what they are. Oh wow! Actually, wow! I just got gold. And with and when the camera moved, they moved with it, and I can't tell you how hard that is. I think it went on for like 2-3 minutes, maybe a little bit longer, but that alone takes a long time to do. So, well, fair play to the person who ended up doing it, because that would have been boring. That would have been really boring. But yes. It started hailing again. Lovely. But what else was there? What else has been? Well, okay, I can't say I've seen it recently. Or I haven't seen the recent episodes recently, because I haven't started season 3 yet. But Storybook Disney recommended I watch Once Upon a Time, which is a great series based on fairy tale characters, and basically like them, the cross between them being in our world and them in the fairy tale world, and like how they're linked, and it's really interesting. It's a really interesting drama, and a very clever in many ways. Rumpelstiltskin is probably one of the greatest villains ever. Genuinely, he is really interesting as a character. I think as a joke to Storybook Disney, I think he did something, and I sent her a message basically saying, "I love you, Rumpelstiltskin, you magnificent boner-inducing man," because he is fantastic. He really is. It is a really interesting series, and he's a really interesting character, and he always surprises me with what he does next. So it is very well written, and I love it. I think it's fantastic. I highly recommend checking it out in any way you can. It's not on Netflix, unfortunately, but it is definitely worth watching. I'm about to watch season 3, which I know they've only aired half of it. I think there's been like a 3-month gap or so, or there's going to be, like, it's in the process of a 3-month gap between the second halves. And I mean, I don't know why they're leaving a gap, because I mean, I can't say for certain they did that with the other, they might have done that with the other seasons. But if they haven't, I completely understand why, because the editing and special effects in that series is actually quite impressive. There's quite an extensive range of things that they have to include and add and do for it, because of the nature of the show. So it's actually very interesting. I think it's commendable. And oh, by the way, you get a huge boost off here if you do it right, off the walls. If you can get right to the wall where the barrel is and jump off there, right on that wall, you will go far. But it is hard to do, so I wouldn't hold my breath. But because it's actually technically RNG. I don't know what that means. It means random number generator, because the barrel, depending on how fast you go, the barrel will be there or it won't. So I guess it's not scripted. It's kind of down to you, and well, it is scripted, but you know what I mean. It's down to you and how fast you go, and hope that it's fast enough, eh? But yeah, no, seriously, Once Upon a Time, highly recommend it, over and over and over again. Let's see if I can do this. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's speed. You're in the air, but you get some insane speed there. It's very impressive. Can't deny it. I actually went faster last time. But oh well. There you go. Done! CTR token. It's impressive. So, yeah. What do we talk about now? You know what I'm going to talk about? I'm going to talk about upcoming games. More specifically, the one that comes out next month on February the 21st, which is Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze, and I cannot wait to play that. I got footage of it at E3. I don't think I uploaded it because I didn't get a very good angle. Because the Golden IDS was with me at E3, but he ended up going away and seeing some cosplayers and whatnot who were around E3, which is completely fine. And he did miss it though. Okay, nothing really to brag about, let's be honest. But I saw Smooth McGrew from a distance. It felt glorious. Unfortunately, it was from a distance. I didn't say hello or anything, but it felt good. That's all that matters. Because it's smooth fucking McGroove. So, yeah. He has vocal talents of the likes of which I could only dream of. I mean, I'm not trying to toot my own horn or anything, but I'm not a bad singer. I'm actually okay. I've got a very good range, and Storybook Digital has been teaching me how to control how I cross over and change pitch. So I'm getting much better at that. So I'm learning how to control my breathing as well, which is very important, obviously, when learning how to sing. But it was cool to see him from a distance, even if just from a distance. It was pretty glorious, I'm not gonna lie. So yes, I will get that after, I guess. Ah, crap. Go. I'm not gonna lie, I kinda wanna get them all. Ah, okay, I got it, it's fine. I was worried for a second. Now, I must remember to go on the bottom lane for... yeah, I must remember to go... Whoa! I've just realised my time! I'm only at 15 seconds! Holy crap! Didn't even notice. Wow. That's cool, I'm not gonna lie. I didn't realise it was that low. I didn't think it could be that low at this point. That's really awesome. That makes me happier than I should be, I think. But yes. Okay, it's just this one, but then I screwed up good, and there's that there, and then I need to get this up here and go to the left. Oh god. Okay, it's fine. It's all good. No, not to the left, sorry, the right. I have trouble telling left from right sometimes. There we go. And then there should be... I hope I haven't missed anything. Have I? I don't think so. Maybe I have, actually. Oh, wait, have I? No, but I couldn't have. Could I? Unless there's one over here. Please be one over here. Thank Christ I haven't missed anything. It's going to be under 45 seconds. Ta-da! Oh, what? No way! It's not a platinum. Oh, yes, it is. Take away 10 seconds. Yes! 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 That's what happens. It was worth it. I got a platinum. That is how you finish off an episode. It feels good. This has been a long episode. I think it's been like 20 minutes. Not 20 minutes, sorry. 27 minutes, maybe a little bit more. But this series deserves it. I don't mind doing it. Just destroyed Rue's time by a whole minute. It's no big deal. But yeah, now seems like a good time to stop, considering I just finished that world. So, yay! Thank you very much for watching. I've had a lot of fun with it. And yeah, as I said, looking forward to Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze. Definitely looking forward to Let's Play. That should be a lot of fun. But yes, I will see you next time when we are going to a whole new world. It's right inside of that door. I don't know how to win this. I could just end it. There you go.